We'll take one question to Mr. Fatmi from any of our three panelists tonight. I think Maruf is dying to put a question to Mr. Fatmi there. Maruf, briefly, you can put your question straight to the former Pakistan ambassador to the US himself. Go ahead, Maruf.
Mr. Fatmi, you certainly sound like a moderate person. Your heart is obviously in the right place. But I don't think India is concerned about condolences at this stage. India is concerned about any amount of condemnation. There's no point condemning or condemning the attacks in Mumbai after the kind of carnage that has taken place. I've got a very, very specific question for you. I mean, on one point, you make that all these assertions that are happening from Pakistan at various official levels are coming out because of evaluations which are continuously taking place. And at the same time, you are admitting that the foreign minister of Pakistan is not necessarily the last sort of authoritative word, which is speaking to the world about what is Pakistan. Clearly, Pakistan is not speaking in a cohesive voice.
Right. Okay.
Clearly, Pakistan's role in sponsoring terror across India is well documented. Clearly, people in civilian control in Pakistan are not in control. How would you justify that people in Pakistan are in control? Or are we going to continue to be listening to these nice words from people like you when attacks keep taking place on India?
Okay, Maruf, yes, Mr. Fatmi, please respond.
Mr. Maruf, either we engage in polemics, and I've spent considerable time in Marxist Soviet Union, and I would love to do that. Or our interest is to move forward, to resurrect the peace process, re-establish trust. And I want to tell you that there is not a single political party in Pakistan, there is not one prominent politician who would favor a tension, a confrontation with India. Why don't the Indians appreciate that? Why don't you look at your own home yard? Why don't you look at a dozen insurgencies that are taking place? Why don't you look at your own defense minister's statement today indicating that the police chief may have been killed by quote-unquote terrorists who may not necessarily have been engaged in the Bombay hotel blast? I mean, what is the whole point of going around and bashing? If that gives you pleasure, I have no problem with it. But people in Pakistan really are, you may think it's pro forma, but they are really, really, deeply in anguish at what happened in Bombay. They want to pick up the pieces, move forward, accept the fact that we have a democratic government in Pakistan that is still in the process of settling down, but the political parties have already jointly condemned the action. Mr. Nawaz Sharif has in fact stated in an interview that Pakistan should be prepared to go the extra mile. Now, I don't see what else Pakistan could be doing other than joining the world community in offering cooperation, accepting the United Nations resolution, and making it very clear that terrorism is a problem that can only be tackled with the joint efforts of Pakistan and India.
I will have to thank you at that stage, and I must say that you are indeed a voice of moderation, Mr. Fatmi, but at the end of the day, even I'm sure you're aware that Masood Azhar is as dangerous to Pakistan and Pakistanis as he would be dangerous to the world and to India. Surely Mr. Zardari knows that. I want Shashi Tharoor to quickly analyze the points there that the former ambassador of Pakistan to the US made. Shashi Tharoor, you think this is going anywhere?
No, well, I think that the former ambassador has undoubtedly said what he would say in this kind of situation. But the fact remains that it is inconceivable that India can talk about restoring a peace process at a time when they have just visited this sort of carnage upon our country. So I think it's very clear it cannot be business as usual. At the same time, we are looking at a fundamental question. We know the violence originated in Pakistan, was financed, equipped, trained, directed from Pakistan. We know, according to evidence that has been released, that calls were made to Pakistan even during those 3 days in Mumbai. So the real question is this being orchestrated at the highest levels of the military and the intelligence apparatus of Pakistan, or is it merely being condoned by them? If it is the latter, then I think the kind of diplomatic pressure the Indian government is attempting to bring to bear on Pakistan could still have results. If it is actually being orchestrated, as previous attacks on India have been over the last 20 years of a systematic policy of bleeding India by a death of 1,000 cuts, as was said, in that case, we have a very serious problem on our hands.
Absolutely.
But I still wanted to complete the earlier thought that I was expressing, that we should not go for a hasty military reaction, because that will simply play into the hands of the terrorists.
Right.
That's what they want.
Right.
We do have to continue leaving some space for people in Pakistan who want an accommodation, want to cooperate with us, but it can't be business as usual right now.
Right, absolutely, and the world knows that of all things that Shashi Tharoor is not a hawk, but very much a voice of reason. Shashi Tharoor, I'm now joined. I'm going to come to you, General Prasad, not keep you out of this conversation, but we have Hamid Mir joining us from Islamabad. Let me begin by saying, Hamid, that the kind of journalism and work that GeoTV has been doing has really, made everyone feel that there is an independent media despite all the hardline voices in Pakistan. So congratulations for that. Hamid, these U-turns are causing a great deal of worry. Not just the ISI chief. Today's comment on this airspace violation, Zardari said it never happened. Now they say it happened. Masood Azhar, foreign minister, says he was there. Now they say we don't know where it is. This is hide and seek going on. Surely it is not the right atmosphere that is being set.
Yes, I agree with you, but maybe Mr. Zardari is very much confused. But as far as the issue of Masood Azhar is concerned, I will be the most happiest person in Pakistan if he is arrested, because he have been threatening many journalists, including me, from 2002 to 2007. But from last 6-8 months, we have not received any threat from him. And according to my information, he is still hiding in the Pakistani tribal area. So maybe the Pakistani security agencies have informed President Asif Ali Zardari or Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani that he is not in the settled areas, but according to my information, he is still hiding in the tribal area, and that's what I told your TV channel 4 or 5 days ago also.